wish I had some sounds or something.
I don't think did they take the sounds off of the new Google?
They're stupid. They took the sounds out. They took the little effects out. It don't make sense. Anywho. What up, folks? Lynn here with another segment of Interviewing the Gamer. And today we're going to be interviewing Nia, the video game her, here on YouTube, as well as Twitter. So this is going to be a whole different thing from the regular Interviewing the Gamer segment. I'm not asking 10 questions. I'm asking questions geared towards the interviewer, the interviewee. So basically these are going to be the questions that I'm asking Nia won't be the same questions that I'll ask someone else. For the viewers out there, I just want to let you know I'm not entertaining questions. It's nothing personal. You know, we're doing this interview. We need to stay on track. And so there's not going to be any type of distractions. I'm not even going to see the comments. So just kick back, relax, and enjoy the interview. So what up, Nia?
What's up, girl?
How you been, Missy?
I've been good. It's super hot in Texas and my AC been out, but they just came and fixed it, so I'm pretty good right now. And then I get to see Lynn's beautiful face and that hair on fleek.
Yes,
natural. So I'm uplifted right now. I'm feeling pretty good.
Amen. All right, so we are going to ask you a series of questions, you know, to basically get a gamer's insight, basically. You're a very well-spoken, you're a very articulate person, so I know that you are going to smash these questions with some very articulate answers. So first off, I would like you to tell everyone who you are and where they can find you, although they already know, but for those who may not.
My name is Nia. I go by the alias TheVideoGamHer on YouTube as well as Twitter. I do also have a Twitch. I know some people like to watch Twitch. I'm Nia Loves Ninty on Twitch. I'm in Texas. I'm a little black girl that likes video games. I mean, I don't really have a whole byline or anything.
That's fine.
I'm not that amazing.
Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started then. In no particular order. First thing I would like to, I guess, ask you. Okay, so you've been on YouTube since March of 2012. Yes, I was stalking your YouTube page.
Girl, stalk me, because I know you love me, because I stalk you too. Like, what is Lynn doing on this tech stuff right now?
Oh, I love it. So, what was your vision for your channel then in March of 2012? And does that vision still hold true today? And what has changed?
Well, you know, last time I was on your channel for Interviewing a Gamer, we talked about how when I first started YouTube, which was like 2012. My gaming channel was 2012, but I was YouTuber before that in the natural hair community. So that's where I started. And like, you know, I have other hobbies. You know, I'm a black woman. I like my hair. So I talked about my hair, but I like other stuff too. So I was like, you know, I really want to make a channel to where I can interact with gamers and share my opinion with gamers. We just kind of feed off of each other. Like, I really wanted to meet people with the same interests as me and kind of come with a format that was more discussion. You know what I mean? I'm not really into the whole generic, okay, get on the camera, let's talk about some news. Like, I want to talk about, okay, not only is this news, but what do I think about it? How do you think about it? And we could talk about it in dialogue together. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I've been pretty consistent in my vision. I don't think that my channel has strayed too far from that particular premise. I mean, like, my content, the way that I make my content is different. It's a little bit better than it was way back in the day. But the premise is still the same, man. I just want to discuss and dialogue with other gamers, man.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So speaking in reference to you wanting to connect with other gamers, so you have I guess it's a Facebook page, as well as you have a podcast that you do every week, and that's Team Red Talks.
Yeah.
So can you give us a little insight on that? How did that start out? Yeah, and things of that nature.
So as far as my Facebook page, that is for my subs, for people to further contact me and talk to me about this game and stuff. So that's why I also have a Twitter, because some people like to use Twitter. So pretty straightforward on that front. And then as far as Team Red Talks Nintendo, it's a podcast that me, Coupon, and Alex decided to do together because we like Nintendo. You know, we like talking about Nintendo. We like talking about what we think they could do next, or predicting what they're going to do next. We like talking about, you know, all of the news and stuff around Nintendo. So it was a decision that we all made together, like, hey, why don't we do something collaborative where we're all, you know, getting to share our piece, and then we're getting to, you know, spread that to other people, and then they can give us how they feel about it. You know, just sharing our love of gaming all around.
You get a pretty good viewership on that, especially live, and I like that. That's good.
We trying, man. We trying.
There you go. That's
sometimes I feel like we're kind of reaching a cap, you know, where it's like we're not really getting new people. It's kind of like the same people every time. So we're trying to figure out ways to reach a broader audience of people.
Exactly. Okay. Now, have you tried VidMe? You know I gotta throw that in there. That's Miss K's baby.
I know. Like I was doing that, and then I just completely dropped off. I need to probably start uploading back over there, because now I have the ability to I think that's what was stopping me, because of the video limit, and a lot of stuff I do is like live streams and stuff. So like whenever I was making content, they were longer videos, but now I'm verified, so I can probably start putting the podcast back up there again. So that's not a barrier anymore.
And it's so simple. It's so
simple. All you have to do is put a link, and it's done for you.
I love it.
That's a great thing about VidMe. I hope that VidMe becomes bigger. Like, it might not be as big as YouTube because it's got corporate backing, but I would hope that it gets to the level where it's a great alternative where people feel like they can thrive and shine on that platform.
Exactly. I like VidMe. I really do. Thus far, you know, you get a lot more interaction, in my opinion, on VidMe. I like the fact that they're not as strict. They don't slap your hand on every video that you upload. You know what I mean? Like with YouTube, you got to be wary about what you upload on here because
of corporate backing.
So yeah, I really think that. I hope VidMe thrive as well and become much bigger than what it is now.
Yeah.
All right. So next question. So you've been to video game conventions in the past.
Yes.
And is this something that you would like to revisit in the future, or do you feel that they're overrated?
I love going to video game conventions. And I think the reason why I love going is because I usually go as press and I can just skip the lines. I don't have to wait in long lines. But to be honest, I haven't been going a lot because, you know, my monetary situation ain't been up to snuff. I was actually supposed to go to PAX South in San Antonio, Texas in January, but I was not able to go to that. And like the last couple of cons I've had to miss because I've had like some changes in my jobs and stuff like that, and my schedule and my money. But whenever I get back on track and I get all my stuff together on my personal life, I would love to go back and keep doing the video game conventions. I love talking to the developers. Like, you know, we've been talking a lot about talking to other community members, other gamers, but I love talking to the people who make the games. Like, they're so insightful. Like, you get to, especially the indies. I love talking to indies. Like, they're so passionate about their products. They have such like creativity and imagination, and like you can just tell that exudes from them just based on their words and what they're telling you, you know, based on the questions that you ask. And just awesome, man. Awesome. I love them.
That's cool. I've never been to any type of video game conventions. I would love to go. I think that would be amazing to be able to go.
You need to go.
The lines, though. The lines. I hear those lines are crazy, and I hear the smell is awful. So, on that note, but so yeah, I think it would be a great experience for any person that's passionate about gaming.
And you're on the East Coast, right? You're on the East Coast, right? Yes. You're on the East Coast. Go to freaking PAX East.
Yeah, isn't that in
Boston?
Yeah,
it's not too far from you, is it? How far is that from you?
I'm in Virginia.
probably not that far as like a plane.
Yeah, ride. Yeah. I don't think it would be that bad. That would be amazing. But I hear that you have to get those tickets like right when they announce it because they go really quickly. So, but yeah, that would be fun. Oh my God, I would love it. Oh, anywho, okay. So, but do you feel that in any way, shape, or form that these conventions could be a bit overrated, or do you no?
Not based on my experience, because sometimes I get to see stuff that other people don't get to see. Okay. Like me and Jaleesa Crunk Girl 711, shout outs to her. We went to, what year was that? PAX, either 2014 or 2015, PAX East. We were the first ones to see Borderlands pre-sequel. Oh. Like that was the first time they had ever debuted that game to the media or anyone. And we were the first ones that got to try it out, and
girl, that's hype. Hype.
Yep, it was good. It was good.
Okay. All right. So here's a question that some people may deem a bit controversial, but we're gonna ask it anyway because that's what we do. So, being both a female and a person of color, how has your experiences been within the gaming community?
For the most part, I get a lot of love.
Okay.
I don't really get too many crazy people coming out the woodworks and calling me names that they shouldn't be calling people. But you do have those crazies who will come out the woodworks every here and then. But I'm in a fortunate position to where it doesn't happen as often to me as I've seen happen to other people in my circle. And other people in the community, because some people out here be wilding out. Like wilding out. I remember one time this one instance that I remember, because it actually wasn't that long ago. It was probably like a couple of months ago. My boyfriend and I were streaming, I believe, Overcooked or some game together.
That's a really cute game.
Yes, I love Overcooked. And so like my boyfriend is white. And so the person came on my stream and was like, "Why are you streaming with your slave?" in reference to me.
Oh, wow.
So obviously he got a swift kick. But that's just kind of some of the stuff that you see online. Like people kind of feel like we don't deserve to be here. You know, like we don't deserve to be in this space. And if we are in this space, it's unusual. So I think in a way, I don't really get the brunt of it as often as like this time that I mentioned before, but I think in a way, it probably does affect my growth. Not saying that I make the best videos in the world, not saying that I'm the most consistent. Excuse me. Because sometimes I need to work on my consistency. I admit a lot of it is my fault, but sometimes I think that it's weird for some people to see not only a woman but a black woman put her face on a video, and they might be like, I don't know if I can trust what she says because I'm not used to this. Not saying that everybody's like I hear like wild out at being racist, but I just think it's like you're comfortable seeing a certain type of person do certain things, and when that type of person isn't in your mind what you would deem as a person who's a gamer, you kind of you know what I'm saying?
It's almost like a double-edged sword, so to speak. Yeah. Number one, you're a female, and people don't generally look at women as being gamers. And then two, again, you're a person of color, so you still have, the idiot, the I guess the idiocies out there. You still have people that are still stuck back in the teens and the 20s. I've never understood because I normally get I'll get comments here and there on my videos. It's gotten to a point now I just delete. I don't even worry about. I don't respond to them. If I see them, I just delete them. Because there's one time a guy left a comment, something about this ignorant nigger. I don't see how this ignorant nigger can afford these types of things, and I'm like, whoa.
You know what you should have done?
My money, honey.
Thank you. You know what you should have did? Thank you for the view, boo. Delete.
I deleted it. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. What? So yeah, you know, and sometimes I'll get stupid comments like that. You know, they'll throw in the N-word, or you know, they'll do this, that, and other. And initially, it will bother me. Now, to a certain extent, it still does, but not as much, because guess what? Delete. Guess what? Block. Guess what? Report.
And guess what? You still gave me that view.
You know, and I mean, why is it? I know you can't answer this question. I don't expect you to, but why is it such a stigma for people of color to, you know, put out content? Oh, I don't want to watch this because, or you know, or even if it's just a female in general, people do not take us seriously. And in a lot of ways, in some ways, I can see why. Because if you go over to Twitch and you look at some of these female streamers on Twitch, I can see why some of these people look at us the way they do, as far as being female. Yeah. Because you have some females that are on Twitch. I'm not knocking anybody's hustle, honey. You do you. You know,
nobody's hustle
on there, you know, basically showing boobs, showing butt, all this, and leaning all in the cameras, and people giving them money. I'm like, okay, you know, if this is what you do, this is what you do, you know. But this is, in my opinion, is some of the reasons why people view females. They don't view females as being gamers.
But at the same time, those type of women have always and will always exist throughout history.
Oh yeah.
But unless you already have this thought process in your mind that women are inferior, it doesn't matter how many limbs or how many Nias you see. If you see this woman, you're gonna automatically think that they're all like that because you're ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who look at Black people, like, okay, they saw this Black person on the news did something bad, they'll look at all Black people like that because it's affirming their own ignorance. So it's like, I can't even really give them a pass for that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I think, and then also, I think also a lot of it too is that it's just not it's not something they see all the time. It's not really that commonplace to see a Black woman on a stream or a Black woman play a game. Because sometimes I have people come to my stream and this is on the opposite end of the spectrum. They'll be like, yo, like, you're a Black woman and you play games? Like, I'm a sub. Like, I don't see that often. And they're excited to see me. And I think that a lot of it is visibility. You know, they don't see it as often. So I don't know. It can kind of go both ways, I think.
That's true. That is true. All right. So I guess we're going to move on.
That was a loaded question, girl. Hopefully we don't get no hate in the comments.
That's one of those questions that can keep going because it's going to lead into something else.
Yeah. And then especially us, we have a lot of experience with that. So it's like,
oh, yeah. Definitely.
We got a lot to say about that.
You know, and I think a lot of people don't understand. If you're not a female and if you're not a person of color, you're not going to understand anything we just said, because this is not something that you yourself have had to endure.
Yeah.
And it's sad that we don't see a lot of people of color streaming and whatnot. I mean, you see a lot of people streaming 2K. I mean, but it's 2K, you know.
That's why every time I find somebody who's a person of color or they're a woman that's about their business and they're streaming, I'm like, sub.
Oh, people need to. You need to subscribe to Nia on her Twitch. Again, tell people what your Twitch is.
Nia Loves Ninty on Twitch.
And I'll put that in the description. I missed that. Also, there is a Twitch streamer who just got partnered. That her name is Martian Cat.
Martian Cat, yay!
Yes, girl, be sure to follow Martian Cat on Twitch as well.
That's so exciting.
I will leave her information down below as well. So
that's awesome.
Be sure to follow Martian Cat. And that's Martian and Cat with the K. So okay, so next we have so do you blog outside of YouTube? Like, do you like have a
I have like a website
blog or anything?
I have a website that's down because my domain my domain people are incompetent. But we're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah, but I do crack the whip.
But I do write as well as make videos. So that is a thing that I do, and that's how I get into events, because having a blog is actually a lot more helpful in a lot of ways than having an actual YouTube channel. I feel like blog sites are a little bit more stable. Huh?
It's discoverable. It's like you can write blogs, but then people don't watch. I mean, they don't read. So
yeah. But if you have a good enough headline, you're like, oh shoot, that looks interesting. So it's easier to have a blog than it is to have one. I think it's a lot easier. All you have to do is get up and type. Like, you ain't gotta, try to look decent to be on camera. You just type and there you go, content. So to me, it's easier. But one thing that I can say is that I just have a love of vlogging. I like just being able to turn my camera on and just say what's on my mind from freestyle, because that's how I do my videos, freestyle. Sometimes I'll do a script. It just depends on the video, but it's just easier.
Oh, I heard you mentioned that one of the little guys from your that did, what was it, the Green Lantern?
Yeah, one of the comic artists from the Green. Well, he does a lot of art for a lot of comics, but he commented on my Green Lantern video. I was like, I don't care if nobody watched this video. He watched it and he commented, and that makes me happy. And he gave me a sub.
That's cool.
So I'm like, shoot, let me do these more. Maybe I can get a job at DC or something. I don't know.
There you go.
Get my hustle on.
That is cool.
So funny.
I think it's fun, to be honest. Now, me personally, I think I do a little too much research in when I try to review like a comic or something. See, you have a lot of backstory. I don't really know a lot of backstory. Like me, I like to read non-conventional.
Just talk about what you read. Just talk about what you read.
I feel like it's a little boring unless I'm like, oh, this time and it was written by such and such.
No, look, this is what you do.
There's a lot of technicalities with it.
This is what you have to do, because me and you, we do games. So when we talk about comics, people are like, okay, she's talking about comics. Like, I'm only interested in games, But like, what you have to do is you have to pretend like the comic is like a show or a movie, and you have to frame it to make people interested. You know what I'm saying? Because people, let's be honest, a lot of people don't care about comics.
That's true.
Some gamers, here's my thing with gamers. Gamers are just as nerdy as people who like comics and anime and stuff like that, but for some reason, gamers act like they're just too cool for school. So when it comes down to comics, they act like they're too cool to read comics, or they're like, oh, that looks cool, but you know what I'm saying? They might not delve too deep into it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to make it exciting. So talk about it like you're talking about a movie. Like, okay, so in this scene, such and such said this and that. And then I was like, what? You know what I'm saying?
The thing about that is I try not to give too much of the story away in case people want to read it. And I don't want to like spoil
You got to find a way to make it spoiler free.
So, yeah, and that is the difficult part. It's like you have to give enough to where people are like, you know what, I want to check that out, but not too much to be like, well, hell, you just ruined it, so now I don't even want to read it. So
I feel you.
Finding that happy medium is the difficult part.
Girl, I tell it all.
Fun. Like, I can read comics all day. Graphic novels, I love them. And what got me into reading graphic novels is the very first graphic novel I ever read was CSI, and it was based on the CSI Las Vegas show. That was like my favorite CSI. So I read this graphic novel. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I never knew these even existed.
And it's so crazy because like comics, sometimes you forget you're reading. So you have like these like little movies in your head as you're reading, and you're like, bro, this is lit. So I feel you. I love it. I just got into comics last year. So
I love it. I love it. But like I said, I like non-traditional stuff.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's cool.
Yeah, that you normally don't read. But I do have some Green Lantern. I do have a couple Spider-Man here and there. But everything that I have came from Comic Bento.
Yeah.
Well, not everything. I did pick up a couple things from Free Comic Book Day, and I need to make that.
What did you get? What did you get?
Honey,
did you go this year?
Late.
Did you go this year?
No, because remember
you told me. I forgot. Yes.
And you told me, and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about it. It's late. So by the time I got there, there was one free.
I remember you telling me that.
And I did do a small review on that, but I was not happy with it.
Oh.
And guess what? The creator commented on it. I'm like, hey, you would see this, but this is not something that I'm like really happy with. I was going to take it, do it, and he commented on it, and he was like, "Oh, thank you for reviewing my book," and blah blah blah. And then he commented again, probably about a week later, and said when the actual, the comic was going to come out.
Oh wow!
And I was like, "Holy smokes!"
That's awesome.
Crazy. And I'm so upset with myself because I'm not happy with that video. I'm not. I'm not happy with that video at all. I had a phone call in the middle of the damn video, so you can hear the. I'm like, dude, what is this?
It always happens when you're recording, man. I hate that.
Yes, and it's like, okay, whatever. Anywho,
hilarious, actually.
I think it's fun though when you have either the creator themselves, or like you said, people who are involved with the making of the comic or graphic novel or whatnot, comment on your video. So it's like, they are actively out here searching and looking for content in reference to their, because again, I was just trying to give enough to where it'll get you interested, but not too much to where I ruin it. And that is the thing in finding that happy medium. And that's probably why I have not been doing any of these reviews.
You're trying to find that happy medium.
It's difficult.
I think you should just go full in, but don't tell the ending. Like, y'all just gonna have to figure it out for yourself. But let me tell you, it's lit.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
So we're gonna come to the next question. So, there's a couple of questions that was presented to me from a fellow YouTuber of the old Dirty 33. He wanted me to ask you a couple of questions. So, Dirty, here's your questions to Miss Nia. So, first question he said is gaming today versus yesterday. Which is better and why?
Man. Now, yesterday, does he mean like old school?
Yes.
I will always say old school. Old school, you can't beat the old school. Because back in the day, don't get me wrong, gaming is still good now. I still enjoy games. I still enjoy new games. But something about old games, man, they just had more heart. Before gaming became like, it's always been a business. But before it came extra corporate, publishers would make sure that these developers put their heart and soul in those games. They would make sure that those games were fun. They were up to par. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would give you the player an experience that you remember for the rest of your life. And that's the reason why we think so highly about a lot of these games, because back then they actually cared. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like how nowadays everything is trying to be all super extra graphical. You have to meet some crazy deadline and things might not work by said deadline, and you might be lacking some things. A lot of that goes on these days.
You might lose your job.
Yeah. Exactly. But like back then, they still reach for games that look good, but they also want to make sure that it played well.
Well, back then games didn't hold your hand either. Back then games were a lot more, hard. They were a lot more tough.
Yes, they believed that you could figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Okay. And then the last question he wanted me to ask you is, how do you feel about these updated consoles? Basically, how we have the PlayStation 4, the PS4 Slim, the PS4 Pro, the Xbox One, the Xbox One Slim, then the Xbox One X. So what are your thoughts in reference to that?
Man, I think they're just complicating things, to be honest. I understand why they're doing it. They're trying to lengthen the console generation. They're trying to lengthen the time that these consoles are on the market. Like, I get that. But my thing is, it doesn't matter what resolution the game is if the frame rate is still the same. Because to me, I would prefer a game that runs and plays better more than a game that just looks better in an upscaled, crisper resolution. I think that they should have tried to figure out 1080 60 first before they jumped to 4K. I think that they did it too quickly, too soon. There's a lot of games out here that doesn't even have the update for 4K yet. It's just kind of like, what's the point? You know, like they should have saved that for next gen, I think. And it's also kind of one of those things where I feel like maybe the reason why they rushed it was because the TV industry is booming, man. They got to keep up with the TVs. They got to help sell them TVs. So they got to do what they got to do to kind of like piggyback off of what the TV industry is doing right now. I'm personally not interested in upgraded consoles at the moment. I probably won't be unless they give me a legit reason as to why I should be interested. But I don't know, they just kind of seem like stopgaps, just trying to fill the time. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
Well, see, you game on the PC too, so yeah. I'm sure you notice, you know, there's like resolution differences, frame rate differences.
I understand all of that.
You know, and so, you know, you're more apt to give insight from both sides of the coin because you know, you game on both.
I understand all of that, yeah.
But, you know, it's like some gamers have been, oh, well, we want this and we want that, you know, basically specs to the tune of a PC without actually purchasing a PC. So I guess I could kind of understand that, because with a PC, there's a lot of troubleshooting. Yeah. There's a lot of upgrading. There's a lot that you have to do with that.
I get it.
But
I get why people would want one, but it's just...
Yeah, but so many iterations, though. It doesn't seem... It doesn't seem... Okay, it seems that they should not have had so many iterations of basically, essentially, in my opinion, the same system. Or what we have now in reference to the PS4 Pro, and then the newly, what's coming up, the Xbox One X, should have been that first iteration.
I feel like that too, but they would have been mad expensive at the same time. So it's like, I see both sides, even though I'm not interested. I just feel like they should have just, like, look, what's done is done. Keep trucking. Figure out how to make these animations look better, or these physics. Like, this is what I say all the time. It doesn't matter how crisp your game looks if the animations in your game still looking like they belong in a PS3 or the PS2 or the N64 generation. You feel me? Like, make these games run better. Give us some better animation. Give us some better physics. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what makes the game feel immersive and believable. Not the polygon count, not the resolution bump. Because if I still feel like I'm playing GoldenEye in a game that's made in 2017, that's a problem. I'm just saying, like, the animations, the physics, all that stuff is more next gen to me than 4K. You feel me?
Definitely.
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
it's unnecessary to me. Like get this right first, then make the jump. I don't really have a problem with the upgradedness of, I mean, because at some point it was gonna happen. Technology moves so fast, it's almost inevitable. But like, get 1080 60 right, get your physics right, then move to 4K.
Well, not only that, in my opinion, the average mom and pop that are going to these stores to purchase said systems for their kids are not going to know the difference anyway. The only people that know the difference between all these several different systems are the gamers themselves. So a mom or a grandparent or an aunt or uncle or whatever that's not even into gaming are going to walk in the store and see PS4, PS4 Slim, PS4 Pro. They're going to see the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, the Xbox One X, and they're like, huh? Like, what? Which one do I get? You know? And it's more confusing in my opinion to, you know, mom and pop schmo than it is to the gamers themselves. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't.
All they gonna see is that price difference. It won't matter what's inside that box. Like, oh, it's cheaper. Like, this one cheaper. All right, let's get the cheap one. You know?
Yeah. And then they get it home and the kids be fussing. This is not what I wanted, Mom.
Like, look, it play the same games that other one play.
Yeah.
Okay, you can still put it on your TV. It don't matter. You better play them games and go sit down.
There you go.
Look at me like I got kids. Funny.
Okay, so I have a couple of more questions. And then I guess that'll be it unless you want to add anything else. So next question. Do you feel that by being a streamer that there are certain things that are expected of you?
Man, people want you to juggle. They want you to tie your shoes. They want you to serve drinks. Like, people expect to have, like, what am I trying to say? How am I trying to frame this? People watch things on the internet way more than they watch TV nowadays. Mm-hmm. So when people come to your channel, they want to see a show. And sometimes I just want to chill and play my game. I mean, still interact with the people, but I can't always be high octane. And that's not really my personality anyway. I'm more like chill and laid back, but people be wanting you to do gymnastics on camera and that's an exaggeration, but y'all know what I'm saying, man. People want you to entertain, and I can't really be mad at them because I'm putting myself out there. I should probably be a little entertaining, but
at the same time, though, you feel that it's your channel, and if they're coming to your channel to view you, that it's what you're presenting on your channel.
That's true, but at the same time, you know, if I'm streaming, I need to be able to pay attention to the chat. That's one thing that I used to struggle with a lot. But now that I have a second monitor,
I feel that's very difficult.
Yeah, it is difficult. Sometimes you can't read everybody's comments.
And you can't concentrate on what you're doing while trying to read and respond to comments. It's like you have to play something where you don't have to think in order to be able to, you know, to be there in the chat or to respond to the chat or whatnot. So, you know, like Overwatch, that's a perfect game you can play while you're messing around it. Well, to a certain extent.
I don't know. It depends. Sometimes those matches get into.
Yeah, girl. So, but yeah, it's to me, it seems like that is a very difficult. You might as well say job. Basically,
like you are exhausted when you're done streaming. You have to pay attention to the chat. You got to pay attention to what you're doing in the game. You got to make sure you stay update on the chat because some people get mad. You ignoring me. Like, I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm trying to fight this dude over here. You know, I'm trying to get some stuff done right now. That's what I was talking about with the gymnastics. Like, you know, just try to keep it with the chat and the game. Like, people expect you to have eyes over here and over here.
Exactly. All right, so my final question is, do you feel that you have to go above and beyond to achieve the same results of other streamers or YouTubers?
I don't really like that idea because I guess some people will probably make it seem like you feel like entitled, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes I do feel like that.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Like you mentioned before, you know, I've been on YouTube since 2012 and I've only got about like 3K subs, and I'm very grateful and appreciative for all my subs. You know, I would never complain about having too little subs. But sometimes I wonder, like, if I was a different type of person, like where would I fare in YouTube? Because y'all know YouTube has gone through lots of changes since 2012, and nowadays it's like they don't do the whole randomization thing anymore where they kind of share videos based on your interests. Nowadays, it's like they throw videos in your face that are from the popular people. And they continue to kind of stay within that circle of popular people, the people who have already established themselves, the ones who are corporate friendly. Because let's keep it real, that's what it's about, the money. Ever since YouTube sold out, they sold out. Let's keep it real. And I think that it just is what it is. YouTube is no longer about people like me and Lynn sitting in front of a camera just chopping it up with y'all. We literally have to have miniature like web shows to get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be like a legit thing for us to get any kind of notoriety, because that's kind of what they're catering to. They're catering to the people who would normally watch TV, not the person like me who's sitting around in like my freaking PJs talking to y'all about what games I'm playing on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And it just is what it is, man. It's a shame because YouTube, I don't do this for views. I don't do this for money, but I do notice that this is something that's been happening to small channels. Like they're getting further and further away from small channels, and they're sticking with the people who have the subs instead of helping the smaller people get more subs.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, to be honest, I've seen to where some, you know, these large big time YouTubers would post the most asinine videos and get hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views. Yeah. And then you have some small YouTuber, you know, that post, you know, meaningful videos that actually have a message behind them, you know, even in the gaming community or whatnot. And they get what? 50, 100, 300 views.
Like, you know more about tech than a whole lot of them other tech people that's got like millions of views. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does this work?
In all actuality, that's been like a reason why I've stepped back a lot from YouTube, because it's frustrating.
Yeah.
You know? And you sit here and you're like, well, what the hell have I not done that I was supposed to do? Or, you know, and it's like, well, I posted about this and nobody else has ever posted about it. As soon as somebody else posts about it, oh, they blow up, they get all these thousands of views. But wait a minute, my video was the first video that I posted about this said subject. So why I only got 40 something views? You know, so it's things like that. Yes, like you stated, you don't do this for that. But at the same time,
you want people to acknowledge the hard work you do.
Exactly. Everybody wants recognition.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's just like a natural human thing that everybody would like to be recognized for the things that they do. So it's like, okay, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, and then I understand why a lot of YouTubers have left this platform to go over to VidMe.
Yeah.
And you know what, Miss K, you know, kudos to you. Kudos to you, because, you know, the VidMe people know her personally. Miss K has bought a lot of traffic.
Doing her thing.
Miss K be doing her thing on VidMe, and she be grinding like crazy on VidMe. And, you know, a lot of her friends, that her followers that she had here on YouTube, has followed her over to VidMe. And from what I understand, people are more happier there. So, you know, YouTube need to get it together. Like, they really do need to get it together, because they're losing a lot of people. They're losing very good, you know, people.
And to be honest, I don't think they will ever get it together, because they're making a hell of a lot of money right now. And these big, huge, popular YouTubers are helping bring in more corporations, you know, to attach to their brands. And it's kind of like a big money circle. They don't care about us. They've already made that clear. They ain't coming back to us.
Yeah.
And unless they have a legitimate competitor, like, I know I said this on Twitter before, I hope that VidMe can get the type of support and backing. They might not be on a corporate level, because I mean, Google got that on lock. Google owns the internet.
Oh yeah.
But if somebody could come in who has like a lot of money, but let the VidMe people still run it and do their thing with no compromises, but just wants to back it because they believe in it. And if maybe they see an influx of people leaving, maybe they will get it together. But until that happens, until there's a legitimate competitor, YouTube will just keep doing what they're doing.
YouTube, they're a monopoly.
They're not, yes, they're a monopoly. They're not concerned about anything, because at the end of the day, they still getting them ducats. So they're gonna do what they do. And you know, small content creators over here that just do this for the love of doing it, they're not gonna look at us, because we ain't bringing them that money like that. And that's just an honest truth.
There you go. All right, Missy. So is there anything else you would like to add?
Let's see. I can't think of anything at the moment. I'm drawing a blank. Like, I don't know. Like, all of a sudden, like, my brain is like.
Well, I didn't want to like bombard you with a ton of questions because I know even still there's been a ton of questions. Yeah. So, all right. So
it's fine. Anytime we talk is a good time. So
yeah, definitely. This is what I enjoy. This is what I enjoy. I enjoy this interaction with like-minded people, you know, and plus to let folks know that you can have a conversation with people without it turning ugly.
Because people don't know how to talk to people no more.
People don't. I just now witnessed before I came home a couple arguing in the Walmart parking lot. And the girl had a baby on her hip. Like, she's about 2 or 3. And they just yelling and arguing at each other. And I'm like, okay. I'm waiting to see if anybody gonna hit one another. But even still, it's like, that's just it. People talk at one another.
They don't listen
to one another.
Exactly.
And that's why you have all these feuds or whatever you want to call it. I guess it's for entertainment. The stuff that you see on YouTube, you know, the drama-filled stuff. Like, if we were yelling back and forth, and if we were cussing and fussing and downing each other, there would be hundreds of people watching right now.
Exactly.
Not 6.
Exactly.
Not 6. Okay.
They would be like, oh, these girls are fighting.
Y'all need to come over here and watch this. So yeah. You know, and then you will see, yep, just like what them niggers do.
That's a shame. Because you know it's true.
Exactly.
Goodness.
So all Black people, do not do that. Just want to let you know.
And it's mostly the women, to be honest. Most of the women, like, we're so, like, I haven't met a woman on YouTube yet that's about that. They legitimately, like, you, Miss K, Erica, Crunk Girl, Red Infamy. I know so many women.
Oh, Red is amazing.
Mamacita, Miss Tech. They don't do that. They just have fun with their games and they talk to people. It's these men out here wilding out. Check your homeboys. Now that we're talking about it, check your homeboys. They always talking about folks out here acting like females. Like, no, because we don't do that. We over here chill, cool, collected, and we playing these games. You ain't never seen me, Lynn, Miss K, Coupon. You ain't never seen us arguing on no crazy stuff.
Now, a lot of times we do have very opinionated views, but there is a difference.
And because we respect each other.
Exactly.
We're like, you know, sister, I hear what you're saying, but this is my point of view. And that's how you dialogue. And there's nothing wrong with that. People just, these YouTubers.
More people need to be passionate about, you know, whatever it is they're passionate about, but less nasty. You know, you don't have to be nasty to try and get your point across. You don't have to sit here and threaten people's families because they don't agree with your point of view. What kind of stuff is that?
It's immature.
These are people on YouTube. You don't know these people outside of YouTube. You only know this little snippet of what you see on camera. These people may not even be this way outside of YouTube. So, you know, people need to realize you can't sit up here and talk about people and dog people out or whatnot. You don't know what's waiting for you on the other side of that camera.
Right?
I mean, you don't.
That's just keep it real.
And again, people need to learn how to talk, not fuss and yell and, you know, and all this other stuff that they be doing. So I don't even get involved in all of that. Again, you know, we do our thing. We do our videos. I got to do one of these in a little bit. So, you know, we do what we do. And that's it. You know, if it continues to be 10, 20, 30 views, so be it. But at the same time,
build up even though you have small views, you build up a viewership of people who legitimately enjoy your content. And to me, I would rather have a small channel where everybody who comes to my channel appreciates what I do rather than have a whole lot of people who only watch me because I'm the next hot sensation on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like having that close-knit community that you have built on your channel, to me, I think it does mean something. Even though we do deserve more notoriety, we do deserve more acknowledgement. Sometimes I feel like the most genuine people who watch you are the ones who's been with you since you were little. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, that's what's up.
All right. Well, you know what? I really appreciate you coming on and doing another segment of Interviewing the Gamer, Nia, because we always have really good conversations.
They always do. Like we be talking like, hey, girl, and blah, 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 blah.
And I love it. It's natural. It's genuine.
Yeah.
You know, and people, the viewers can see that. You can tell when something's scripted. You can tell when people really don't like each other. They just tolerating each other. You know, you can tell all of that. And, you know, me trying to revamp this whole Interviewing the Gamer segment, I'm glad you were numero uno.
Yay!
In this. You know, I just want to be able to interview more gamers like yourself and to just, like we do, just get to know one another, to learn each other's perspectives on things, you know, gaming related or whatnot, and to just go from there, you know, because there's more to gaming than just gaming.
True.
You know what I mean? So we are on this side of getting to that more to know about gaming than just gaming. So that is why I do this, because there's more than just black and white. There's that gray area, and I enjoy the gray area. I enjoy
that's where you excel. You do your best when you're like, I was telling Lynn before we started, like, she's the brain. You know, like there's a lot of people that do a lot of chatter, talk a lot of mess, lines, nonsense. Lynn is the brain. She's the calculated one. She's the one who come up with these questions. She's the one who can get a show going and just let it be. Like, that's her. That is your thing. Like, and that's why I like your channel, because you have such a very, like, just straightforward, common sense way of going about things. And it's very calculated at the same time. It's like, this girl, she got something between her ears, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So I guess on that note, we'll go ahead and end the podcast. Again, unless you have anything you would like to add.
Thank you so much, Lynn, for having me. And when you hit me up, I was like, girl, you know I'm there. Duh. But see, just tell me when and I'll be there.
But you're a busy lady.
I know I be busy sometimes. Sometimes I be having, and now, you know,
I gotta get on
to make time for the boo. But that's why I was like, girl, what day you need me there? Just tell me and I'll be there.
There you go.
But as far as me, you can find me at TheVideoGamHer on YouTube, as well as Twitter. I'm Nia Loves Ninty on Twitch. Make sure you come check me out. I think I make pretty decent videos.
There you go. Yeah, ma'am.
Just like y'all be saying on the podcast, advertise yourself.
Oh my God, I miss this thing, man. Oh. Speaking of Will has a channel as well on Twitch.
He's doing his thing on Twitch.
Girl, too. Will streams 8 hours a day.
I be seeing him because, you know, I'm not on Twitch a lot. Yeah, I see him.
Get it. Dude, I could do it. So be sure to follow the Will of Gaming, one word, on twitch.tv.
Yeah, because
he's
always on.
He'd be doing it for real.
I'm not on Twitch a lot because I do restream, so I stream like on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. But I'm mostly on YouTube because that's where most people watch me. Mm-hmm. But like when I do go to my Twitch side, I see Will. He be streaming his butt off. I put him in my what do you call it? My little host list.
Yeah.
So yeah, he doing his thing. I'm proud of him. He doing good.
I am too. But girl, I can't do it.
No, I can't.
His comment section be they be hype, a little too hype for me. So, all right, guys. So be sure to follow Nia, the video game her, here on YouTube. Same on Twitter. Nia Loves Ninty on Twitch, and I will leave a link in the description. If you are not currently subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button below for more videos coming here in the near future. This is Lynn, aka iPod One Reviewer. So next time, guys, take care, be safe, love one another, and we'll see you all later.